What's going on, YouTube? Chris with CB Model Works. Welcome back to the garage. So the little bit of custom work I did on this one, this is the tiny bit that I actually got on camera. Just trying to build a little rear diffuser. Just trying to make this car look a little bit better. I kind of don't really like the way they look stock. I feel like they need something extra to them. So just traced the outline of the back of the car. Made some little triangles. Pretty simple stuff. This was about 25% pain in the behind and 75% fun. And as you can see, make sure you drop it. Let your glue dry up and then do it all again. Wasn't looking for perfection. I mean, this was always going to be just a fun, really quick build. It's not going to any shows or anything. It's just going up on a shelf. I may or may not bring it to work. That was originally the plan, but I work at Mini now instead of BMW, so don't know if I'm going to bring it. Still might though, just for fun. This is, I believe it's 0.4 millimeter styrene from Hobby Lobby. Alright, here we go. Keeping with the theme of this car, which is let's try not to get the airbrush dirty. We got our Mr. Servicer 1000 straight from the can. It's first coat. I do really like this primer. It's a little thicker than the Tamiya primer, but it dries nice and smooth. And it fills in all the little scratches and stuff. So here we go with the second coat. Spray is really good from the can too. I do decant this as well, but straight from the can seems to work just fine. And we got us a massive piece of dust. Or it could possibly be a dog hair, who knows. Lady likes to crawl all over me, so her hair is everywhere. The other good thing with this paint, get the dust out, give it another shot of paint, smooths right out, like it was never there. Alright, so we're going with white on this one. This is Tamiya TS26. Again, keeping with the theme, straight from the can. Looks like I'm throwing a ton at this car right now, but it's really a kind of a lighter coat. And we're going to throw it in the box, let it dry, and now go with a little bit heavier coat. I love this Tamiya paint. It covers so well. Dries nice and smooth. Alright, so this is after about 5 minutes in the box. Giving it a quick look over. See if we need a third coat. Which we do. There's a couple spots that are a little thin still. And here is that third coat. Again, love the way this stuff goes on, but you do use a lot using the can. This stuff sprays pretty heavy. So this is after about 15 minutes sitting in the box. Giving it a look over to see if we need any more, and you can see just a real nice finish on it. Straight from the can. So we're looking pretty good, so gonna let that sit. This is probably about a week later, working on the decals. And for bonus points, can anybody tell me where the decal sheet came from? It's not from this kit. It's an American car. And I'm sure a lot of you have built it or have it in your stash. So I'm curious if you can recognize what it came from. But I did think that this car needed a little something extra, so I wanted to put some stripes on the side. So a lot of you have seen my decal woes lately. And if you notice, when I dipped my brush, it was in the microsol, not the microset. I did that by accident, and it seemed to help. The other side when I did it, which I cut that out because it was just about 5 minutes of frustration. When I used the microset, the decal got super sticky. So I'm wondering if that microset is bad. At least that's what I'm going with. 4 BMW emblems, and that's the extent of the decals on this one. And again, sticking with the no airbrush theme. Masked off the window trim. I wanted gloss black trim on this one, so I'm actually painting it with Tamiya semi-gloss black. And then I'll just clear right over it and it'll all be gloss black. Got our fender turn signals there. All in all, this is a fun kit. Not my favorite car in the world, but the kit was good. Typical great Tamiya quality, everything just kind of fell together. Back here with the lights, trying to freehand the tail lights. Alright, now we're onto the clear coat. This is Tester's Wet Look Clear. And again, straight from the can. This stuff does spray kind of heavy. It likes wet coats, but it also sprays really heavy from the can. And I did spray a little too heavy on the front end of this thing. And I got some air bubbles in it. Again, not the end of the world because it's Shelf Queen. But just something, if you're using this paint, watch out for that. So now's the part where you start getting excited. All the painting's done. We're doing some final assembly. Got these headlights. They're in 3 pieces. Got a backing, an inner lens, and then an outer lens. So you got the backing going on the inner lens part. And then that'll go in from behind the front bumper, which we'll do in just a minute. So we let that glue dry up. And that's Mod Podge gloss that I'm using on the lights. While I wait for that to dry, drop in the black grills. And this is some leftover wire mesh from another kit. Might have been one of the Skyline kits that I have. So just cut that down to size, use some super glue to hold it in. I don't really trust any other glue to hold that mesh in. Kit didn't come with anything, at least mesh-wise. Since I opened up the grills, I couldn't use the kit provided stuff anyway. So here we go with the headlights going in from behind. Now the front glass, there's a couple little locator pins down on the bottom, which makes it real nice. You can pop those up and just fold it in. There's no sliding around. I did remember to put the wipers on this time before the windshield, which on my Skyline build I had forgot, and I had to cut the wipers to get them in. So now I'm really getting excited because chassis is going into the body. That means we're almost done. Again, fit is great. I did have to trim that back piece right where my finger is. I had to trim that a little bit to get the diffuser to fit. But it's covered, so I'm not too worried about what it looks like. Now we're getting that rear diffuser on. And it for some reason did not want to hold in place, so took a little bit of working. And then In the end, I ended up sitting it down on top of a hobby knife to hold it in place. Alright, so now we're going to make some exhaust tips. This is an old radio antenna. I'm just cutting a little bit off and then try and match it up without losing the pieces. Kind of eyeballing to get the same size. This stuff makes really good exhaust pipes, or tailpipe tips anyway. Here we go, popping them in with some super glue. The old Loctite super glue that I like to use. And you can see they look really good back there as tips. And tail light time. Going around the edges with a black Sharpie so we can simulate the seals around it. And then I just covered the whole thing with Mod Podge so it would all be kind of uniform. That's Mod Podge gloss, so it'll dry nice and crystal clear. It's also what I use to cover the gauges, so it looks like there's glass over them. It actually worked really well. And we got the headlight lenses. And we are almost done. Just one more little touch. Decided to make a little spoiler. Again, off camera. Wrapped it in carbon fiber decal. There's no locating points for this thing, so it's kind of eyeballing it on there. Looks pretty straight to me. And it's Mod Podge, so it's going to take a few minutes to dry, so we're just going to put it down and leave it alone. So that's it. Came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. The wheels that are on it came off of a Fujimi Nissan S14 kit. The carbon fiber decal was Tamiya. And those who noticed, the side stripes came out of the 67 Chevelle Pro Street kit, the one I did the rust bucket build on. So all in all, I'm really happy with it. I like the way it looks. I like the red interior. Yeah, it was a fun little build. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And we'll catch you guys in the next video.